At some point, the work that you're doing to heal yourself and to heal from past traumas, to have different relationships in your life now, some point that's going to show up in your relationship with your child or children. Your parenting has got to be impacted. You might not recognize it, but your parenting has got to be impacted by your own healing work. On this episode of Fear of the Free Child, I'm talking about that with Melinda Alexander, and it's an episode that you gotta listen to if you are transitioning into more liberation minded, partnership centered relationships with a child in your life.
But the one thing that I really like for myself as a parent who felt pressured, I was like, you're doing piano. You're just doing it. I don't care if you like it or not. And I'm saying that jokingly. That's not true. He plays piano all week long, and he's not playing what she's teaching him. He likes piano. He doesn't like lessons.
Right.
And so I told him, look, you can't quit piano, but we can continue. This is years ago. We could continue to negotiate what it looks like. So I'm constantly negotiating with him and the teacher to where I was like, can he just only play the songs that he's interested in learning? Because the video games have a lot of music affiliated with them. And so he wants to learn how to play the songs, which reminds me of, I think Sage was talking about Raider is also into anime. And so how she was learning Japanese because she
Yeah.
wanted to understand what they were saying. Same thing. He's very into Japanese. So he has Japanese flashcards and he wants to learn how to play the song from the game or the song from the show. And then can she help him learn that? So that was one of our first negotiations. And then he said that he doesn't like practicing, like he doesn't like the stress that he has to do it. And so last week I asked her, can he just do the formal stuff with you during the lesson? And he play whatever he wants during the week because it gives him anxiety to play, like have to practice scales and stuff during the week.
Yeah.
I want him to learn it, but when he's on the call with her, he's fine. But he doesn't like doing it during the week. And so she said, okay, so we're negotiating. But in the conversation with him yesterday, he said, I was like, oh my goodness, if Akilah could sound like this. But he was just like, look, I can teach myself, which is true. He's really good at self-teaching on the piano. So like the songs that he hears from the game, he can play it by ear, you know?
Yeah. And that's when people are interested at that level. Again, that's pretty normal in the unschooling world. It's amazing in the schooled world, but not when children are free to be like what humans are.
Yeah. And so he said, Mom, I'm great at teaching myself. He said, look at art. He's loved art his whole life. In preschool, when he would cry every day, I'd come pick him up. He'd have 30 pieces of art. All he did the whole day was sit at the table with the girls and draw. And so he's always been an artist. It's his natural just love. And so he said, look, I mean, he's taken a few art classes, but he hasn't liked them. He said yesterday, he said, I'm a brilliant artist or I'm a fantastic artist or something like that. And I taught myself everything I've learned about art, I figured out to the point where he knows all these animation programs and stuff. And he learned them on his own because he had interest in them. And he was like, let me do that with piano. Just let me teach myself. I'm a great teacher. And I was like, okay, you just dropped the mic on the whole
Thank you.
unschooling premise.